This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Actually, just quickly, we'll start with the NBA. And
What?
LeBron
Wait,
James.
No, you didn't say
Little
that.
Boo
No,
thing
no,
is
no,
like
no, but this is
2
a
minutes
surprise
long.
to everybody.
Change your mind.
Because every time that LeBron James steps out in the court,
It's
he's
a record.
breaking another record. So he's broken Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record for the amount of minutes spent on a court
Wow.
Okay.
because he's played 21
They're
seasons.
I know
Scratching
who
around for
Kareem is.
records.
He was on an episode of Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, he's been on a lot of shows,
Yeah, he
actually.
was.
Yeah.
He was in, wasn't he in Flying High as
Flying
well?
high,
Yeah.
he certainly was,
Flying
Natalie.
high.
Well done. He spent 1,104 hours or 46 days on court.
46 in his
Non-stop.
entire career.
Yeah, because
That
they only
doesn't
played
sound
like
like
40,
much, does it?
Does it?
48 minutes.
If they're playing the whole lot,
Yeah.
yeah, which they rarely do.
And they rarely do.
Yeah.
How long
So
has he
he's
been working for?
21 years.
That doesn't seem like
80 games?
So
How
that's
long does a
Just
basketball
work
game
that
go
out.
for?
Just
Is
start
it-
doing some maths.
48
Natalie.
minutes.
48
but you wouldn't be on court for the whole time.
It seems a bit.
Yeah, not much.
40
Because our game every morning goes for 3 hours.
That's true.
We're not really talking for the whole time.
The Lakers got smoked by the 76ers
now
yesterday. They
you
got
sound like
absolutely
Brian.
hammered.
There's that bit where Ellie does some talking. There's some music and some ads.
Back to the cricket now, because I did promise the cricket.
We should calculate the amount of time we talk during the show.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
we should. If LeBron James's career is reduced to 46 days, I don't think we should.
Brian Morris would take us apart.
Oh God.
He would take us apart. With the cricket, Glenn Maxwell again led Australia to victory in the T20 series. Now, he's only one of a handful of players who had to stay behind after the one-day World Series, which we won, and he was the hero, right? Him and Travis Head were the hero of the whole thing.
Yes, and they're the ones that are left there. Everyone else has gone home.
Everyone's gone home because they're multi-format players. Now, Maxwell hit 100 runs, 104 last night to win
job.
the game for Australia, including 21 off the last 4 deliveries. Like, he basically just smacked them over the fence.
Wow.
That's the way it's done.
So I was having a look. So they're in India playing, and he's just come off the back of being a hero in the One Day World Cup to the Indians, and he's got a contract that exists at the moment where he's paid $2 million to play in the IPL, which goes for 8 weeks.
So he looks like a bargain all of a sudden, though,
He
doesn't
does. And I'm thinking going forward,
Yeah.
when the next auction happens, they're going to have to pay.
he? Yeah.
He's going to
but
set
if
a world
he's
record.
contracted, he won't be. He won't be
There's
in
a
this.
4-year contract, I think.
Yes.
But they have, yeah.
So he won't be in the
It
auction
doesn't
for
go-
a while.
No. I
They're
think
not
it's the
gonna
third
release
year
him.
in, possibly the third year in, but that's massive.
What is the highest paid IPL contract?
I thought that Pat Cummins, as an Australian, got over the top of him last year.
Yeah, well, so did
at
Cam
2.5.
Green.
Yeah.
Cam,
And
Green went for over 3.
So-
Yeah,
was
you
around
guys spoke
3?
Cam Green.
Yeah.
He's
That's
gonna,
right. Cam Green enraged me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He didn't know what I was going to spend the money on. I was like, he's been taken away from him.
Yeah, I agree with that. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Glenn Maxwell if he can hold some kind of form, because he will be in India. If you're putting on those performances, which he's delivering massively, he could be a
Yeah.
$5 million
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
His Australian contract is over $1 million, but I wasn't able to see how it's broken down. There's match
Yes.
payments played, and he's playing T20 one-dayers. And
Yeah,
well,
so
he's not playing
he-
really Test cricket.
So his base contract is for
It's well
as
over
a
$1
contract
million.
plays over $1 million, but then he gets paid to play as well.
Yeah, so they say that his net worth was $4.65 million at the moment. You know, I don't know what that is. I mean, is that real or what?
Oh, you're telling us.
Yeah, no. I'm suspecting he might be paid
I don't
more.
know. Did you read it or did you make it up?
And the Australian Open Golf is on this weekend and kicks off tomorrow. It's a dual event, so Min Woo Lee and Min Ji Lee will both be playing.
Amazing. So,
great.
They're not going to play together because the men are
No.
playing in their group and the women playing in their
Yes.
groups,
Yeah.
but it's alternate groups going along the course. The Australian, the Australian Open course and the Lakes course, 2 courses in Sydney, which will go back to back in terms of fielding the teams.
I saw him on the news last night, and he just looks like a whole bunch of fun. And
Yes.
I was thinking, God, it's amazing how great they both are at the same sport.
I know.
But then I was thinking, both of them, were they training together when they were growing up?
Yes.
Because having a hit together and
They
being
did.
with someone equally as brilliant as you would only make you even better. It's
and
just,
she's
what
older.
an interesting
So,
situation.
Yeah.
As kids, she would have been,
Yes.
because, having a few years of extra experience, she would have been the better player.
And then
I mean,
so-
some would say she's still a better player comparatively.
Oh, she is.
But
That's a
he's
fact.
he's way more fun.
Yeah. So you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's just that she
She's very
had
serious.
the skills that he could learn off, and he had
Yes.
the ability to pick up those skills and put them into practice. And for that to happen in the same family is amazing.
She was saying last night, Minji Lee was saying that he's really much more competitive than her, and it's probably from being that younger sibling.
Yeah, that's
right.
We've all been through it. You know, your mum and dad would drop you off
Yes.
somewhere,
Yeah.
so you'd be competing against your brother or sister along the way. So.
Yeah, it's a powerful driver.
Yeah, the Australian Open, $3.2 million collectively between the two. So there needs to be more money involved because there's going to be a truckload of people get out, and in particular watch those two. So good luck to our West Australian golfers. One of our most favourite people in the world is Christina Matthews from the WACA, the big kahuna there.
I have to say she's one of my most favourite thing about cricket.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw her the other night, actually, Natalie, before the Scorchers played.
That's right. At our client Christmas party.
And we know she gets affected by nerves because it's a big game tonight when the Scorchers host Brisbane. Yeah. Hello, Christina.
Hello. Good morning to all three of you.
Hi, sweetheart. So you got blind at the Nova client party the other night, didn't you?
Oh, and that's not easy for a non-drinker.
It was actually really crazy. It was like, wow, they're dragging her out.
Oh, Christina, have you always been a non-drinker?
Pretty much, yeah. I've had periods where I've tried it and realised really it's not for me, both in terms of ingesting it and behaviour afterwards.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
What a realisation.
Yeah. My mum, she doesn't drink much either, and I've seen her, the most full-on thing was in Bali. She drank a jug of Harvey Wallbangers because she went, oh, these are delicious. And then that night, my brother and I were crying because Mum was waking up screaming in the middle of the night because her legs were rolling up and hitting her in the back of the head.
It happens.
That's what she kept on saying was happening. So,
well, I did march in the Pride Parade on Saturday night, and I was saying to one of our staff that I once went to Sydney Mardi Gras parade, followed by the party, didn't get home till 6 a.m, no alcohol, no drugs. It was a miracle.
That is great. It's a lesson out there.
Don't need it. Party animal.
Good on you, Christina.
Powered by Kylie.
And she was before me.
There you go.
Christina, it is going to be a big night, of course, tonight with us playing the Brisbane Heat after they were too good for the Sydney Thunder at the WACA last night. How are the girls feeling? I guess my concern is that the cricket at the moment is a lot about momentum, and you sit idle for a bit.
Yeah, it is a bit about that, but interestingly, all teams who finished in the top four have had their periods of losses.
Yep.
I'm working on the fact that you never lose more than three in a row.
Okay, I like it.
So you've always got to have a bit of a superstition to get you through. But yeah, it is. It's a long tournament. There's a lot of travelling. But the good thing is that our players got to come home. Their last match was in Adelaide, which is a bit easier than being on the East Coast. So they were all pretty fired up yesterday. I went down to training and they were all having a bit of fun, and they'll be a bit more comfortable on their own ground. Brisbane Heat are a good team, so they will have to be on their game.
Now, they also, Brisbane Heat, have Grace Harris, she's the one that hit the six with a broken bat.
Wow.
So she doesn't even need functioning equipment to slog
she's
it.
just using a handle these days.
Yeah.
And she's like hitting her like she's playing pool.
Yeah, exactly. How are we going to combat her?
Oh, look, I think it's like any of them. They have plans how to bowl to them. That innings was outstanding.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic pitch. It's a great ground, North Sydney, for runs. And, we'll just see how we go. We've got a lot more bounce at the WACA than North Sydney. So she made 45 last night, so she looked in not bad touch, but it's pretty hard to back up.
Christina, what's been the secret between the men's and women's teams for the Perth Scorchers and in fact WA cricket over the last probably about this decade really?
We know the secret. It's leadership by Christina
Apart
Matthews.
from fantastic leadership, what kind of model have you come up with to make sure you've got the right people in the right positions?
Oh, look, it does come down to people and the values and behaviour that you want demonstrated, and ability to understand and be able to read in people if they've got what it is you think you need to be successful. So I think part of it is and this is across players and staff, is everybody knows their role and everybody's accountable for their role. And, we have a process of educating, re-educating if we need to, and then taking action if we realise people are just not going to play into the way we want to be.
Yep.
And some people say that's just not accepting difference. We want everybody to be treated fairly and everybody to work together. as you know, Shaun, every team needs everybody knowing what their job is and to work together, and that's how we run the WACA.
Christina, 'tis the season for backyard cricket. A lot of people will be having a game. Do you partake over the festive period of a game?
Very rarely, and only if I have to.
Are you better? What are you better
She's
at
got
doing?
a shorter run up these days.
Yeah, what are you better at doing? What skills?
No,
you got?
I'm certainly. I sort of decapitate any umpires with my bowling. I've got a very low right arm. But I have been known, if I'm with my family and my nieces and nephews when they're out playing, not being able to stand it after a while and just going in and have a bat and show them how a cover drive's
Yeah,
played.
right. Yeah, nice.
How many?
That's just my ego taking over.
Yeah.
Of course, Christine.
Do you have a lot of cricket bats at your house, or not one?
None.
None. Zero.
That's interesting, isn't it? That's a good
Zero
question.
cricket bats.
So you've got the same
And
number
zero
of cricket bats as Nathan.
That's exactly right. That's why we're kindred spirits.
Well, we wish the Scorchers all the best this afternoon. So it's at 4:40 at the WACA as they take on Brisbane. That's going to be a ripper. They get through that and they play on Saturday.
Against Adelaide Strikers
that's
away.
right. Hoping for a big crowd. We've had the biggest crowds of the summer at our games at the WACA ground, so we're hoping everybody comes down and supports our team and gets them over the line.
Good on you,
Good
Christine.
on you, Christina. Thanks, mate.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you, mate. Well, there's been news floating around over the last... It was probably since the weekend. Josh Giddey, Australian basketball star. He is a star, and he's a star in the NBA.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, he's been caught up in a social media a post that's come back to bite him on the arse at this point in time. We're all hoping that... we're hoping it's not a criminal thing that he was doing,
Sure.
which is getting involved with a minor.
Yeah.
The girl that he...
Allegedly
slept with,
Yep.
put it on her Instagram and said, I just effed
Josh
Giddey, which isn't great on social media platforms when
Also,
everyone just sees that.
Not
Just
perfect.
from that, what are people posting stuff
I
like
know.
that?
I know.
It's
I
just
know.
like, I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
That may be a testament to her youth, in fact.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yes.
So
So we don't
stupid.
actually know how old she is. That hasn't been
No.
fully established.
Yeah.
No, so in California, you have to be 18
Yep.
to consent to having...
Was this
Yep.
in California?
No. In Oklahoma, he plays for the Thunder.
Yep.
It's 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they brought up the California thing, whether it
So,
happened
mate,
when he was on the road, but then he's also part of the Oklahoma thing, so has he tried under which laws?
So
which
maybe
state?
they're suggesting that she's 17.
That's what the suggestions have been so far, Nate.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
he's 21.
So he's a really young person. She's a young girl.
The only thing that would matter as far as the location is where it actually happened.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Nate.
it's not
Good
where
point.
you live. The
No.
rules don't apply. It's
It's
where
where
the
it
actual incident happened.
Regardless of the situation, if it is proven in his favour or against, then there's criminal charges. His career's gone, right? As we know. As it stands at this point in time, who wants to be associated with him now?
Well,
I
not
know.
Weet-Bix.
He's playing.
Yeah,
No,
not
Weet-Bix have come out and said that they didn't pull it because of that. They pulled it because of the fact that they don't want to put him under extra scrutiny and they will not, But I was like, no, you pulled it because of this.
Well, they are.
$40 million, wasn't it?
Sanitarium
$40 million,
are
as I say.
famously quite conservative.
Yes,
so,
straight
yeah.
away.
Who
And
wouldn't
you can
be?
understand
Any
any
business.
company being faced with something like that, which is terrible because, until you're proven guilty,
Yes.
Like,
And he's not being investigated by the police at
Yes.
this stage. The NBA are saying they're doing their investigation.
Sorry,
right?
now there has been reports this morning that the police are going
Right.
to
Oh, are they?
investigate
Right.
this and just make sure.
Well, surely
just
it's
to see
one
where
phone
it's
call.
at.
Hi, how old are you?
Yeah. Where did this take place?
Yeah.
Absolutely, and we'll find out. And then they can take it from there. But he's still being able to play for the Oklahoma Thunder at this point in time. But yeah, this is a big thing. This is a big thing. And he's, as I said, 21. So, 17, 18, 16, I'm not sure
That's right.
where it lands here.
Well, if
but
it's 18, it wouldn't be an issue. So
no,
it's
of course
obviously
not.
under 18.
Yeah, of course it's not.
Yeah.
But getting back to you, Nathan, I'm not sure if this is a big part of it or a small part of it. For people to post stuff that I've
I
just
know.
slept with
I know.
Nathan Morris, which, I feel like doing myself sometimes. But
Well, I do such a good
Just
job.
say
You
the
should be
word.
posting.
Say the word, Shaun.
it's a weird situation, isn't it?
It's so,
I know.
it's so strange, and then you think about people that are in the public eye and
Yes.
trust issues, and
Yeah.
because I mean, come on, like even in the normal world, you're not going to go out in a nightclub and then that night get a selfie with that person, and the next day, right, I just F this person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you just don't do it.
No.
Also, doesn't she have parents? Don't her parents see her social media?
Yeah.
To me, that's just Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Extraordinary.
It's amazing what people are willing to share these days.
It is.
Most
And
definitely.
you know what it is? Without thinking about the whole picture. That's what it is.
agreed.
You got to take yourself out of the moment and think about what this could do after the moment.
There's a massive lesson to be learned here.
By a lot of people.
Yeah.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.